I love that. I love that so much. And I think especially for women that you help, after 40 or even any age really, but especially I find after 40, certainly my friends and colleagues and clients, this is the time where like time is now. Like, I feel like so many women have lived so much of their life, either with their kids, for their husbands, for whatever else. Now, time is now for you. And time is to, invest in yourself, to really do something for you. And really, I think, well, certainly I know for myself, one of my biggest motivations is really feel my best. And not like, I don't want to wait to feel my best. I want it now. And I want
Yeah.
support, because I think this is where women have tried to do it by themselves. But sometimes to allow yourself to be supported in a way that you do is so powerful. And so many women just thrive from it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the big reasons that women come to me when they're in their mid-40s, late 40s, 50s, is because compounded, maybe the kids are grown up now, maybe they're teenagers, maybe they've left home, and you've just given for your whole life, haven't you? And it's always been, you've either been working full time or you've been raising kids, you've been trying to earn the money, and then maybe it's the parents, you're trying to keep everybody happy. You've got a great social life. And then there comes a point where you hit perimenopause and things kind of get worse because weight starts piling on. You get ruthlessly punished for everything you eat. You start to get the joint pain, the stiffness, the brain fog. Your sleep starts to get disruptive. And then you start to think, I've had enough of this. Plus the way the hormones are, when we go through perimenopause, you lose those placid hormones, don't you? And you start to be a little bit more, no, I'm not going to put up with this any longer. You start to get a little bit more feisty and you start to stop appeasing so much. So this is why I get so many women coming to me with the onset of perimenopause. It's time now. They're starting to recognize, I need to do something about this. It's time now to take that time for me and to find what it is, not just about weight loss, because that becomes less important. What becomes more important is I want more energy. I just want to feel well. I want to have a nicer life, a richer life. So that's all, very often that's something that comes in 40s, 50s. But I think there's something else as well. And I think that is longevity becomes an issue. So when we get to say 40, 45, we're starting to think, well, am I halfway through now? Am I going to live to 90? I'm somebody that wants to live way beyond 100, right? So I'm only just halfway through now at 53, fingers crossed. But you do start to think, well, how many decades have I got left? Who's going to be there for my children? Am I ever going to have grandchildren? Am I at risk of developing type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other long-term chronic diseases? And it starts to become much more about your health, your longevity, wanting to stay around longer, and wanting to fit more in, wanting to live that, the bucket list, wanting to live that, I've always wanted to travel. I haven't traveled in 40 years, So that's why I think 40s, 50s is the perfect time to make this change. And when you realize that actually it's not difficult, you can make all these changes and embed them in just 90 days. When you realize that, you think, why haven't I done this sooner?